6 years. I can't believe it's been that long since I've started uploading content here, since I graduated middle school. And by the time the end of the season comes, hopefully, 6 years since I did Candlelight. Can't believe, didn't think I would do what I did between then and now. And that I'd actually get YouTube, doing YouTube no matter what. Like, doing content. Probably still have, like, watch stuff and support people, but who cares about might have beens? Well, this is kind of about something that should have kicked off that first summer of what was then called Leonard's 18, about what I've dubbed the Lost Vlog, which was the 8th grade trip to Dorney Park. But I've also mentioned some stuff once or twice happened leading up to that. Let's go more in depth coming up. What is up, my guys? I definitely all thought 6 years ago things the way there would definitely not be the case. But just want to say that, like, first ones you say, I just want to, like, get something that would definitely get better presence out there, more than just odd reviews, gaming videos, to actually, like, do a vlog. I think I definitely want to go more storytelling, positive scene with Struck in Time and the Ancient Tales over time, but I didn't think I would diverge more into the theme park side. Even there was like a period in the first year, I think I did like 1 or 2, maybe 3 round tales, and then I didn't pick it up for another year till summer of 15, right there, and then making monthly to bi-monthly. Then doing some inserts. Then I felt like I definitely don't want to do news anymore because I don't have subscribers, and so honestly, getting back into Power and stuff, that definitely took over a huge void. I was maybe having something else on the channel. It's kind of good to have some stuff to shake it up once in a while, but to begin, I don't think I really talked much in the past about the 7th, 8th musical, The Wizard of Oz. I might have mentioned about Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe in one of the previous thing season, but we had 2, like, so it was like a group of the guys did a rehearsal, like I did a thing, and then I was supposed to get to an audition, but I forgot about it, and I still ended up being in, like, the chorus. But I was the only 8th grader in that chorus, so, like, all my other friends, all the agents and all, they got the lead roles. So you had Ronan and James were Tin Man, Mark and Neil were Scarecrow, and then Bryce and Warren, who I mentioned previously, it's something I'll recap in a minute, were the Cowardly Lion. And then I believe Emily Knowles, also from that story, was Glinda the Good Witch. Yeah, the 2 Wicked Witches were 7th graders, and then Charlotte Calick, JP's sister, and Zoe Pratt for the role of Dorothy. I don't have any, like, papers and stuff from that anymore, but us guys, including the 3 of them that were not playing the lead roles that night, were also worked on Tin Man. That also includes the 7th graders, Alex Connor, Stephen Lee. I think there was another 7th grade guy with us in our group. I'm thinking of the 8th grade guy that was in my bus. And I think it was only probably was probably rougher compared to doing both shows one day while his friend was off to do. Also, it became the Monkeys, and so going from Monkeys back to the Oz Close was definitely probably, I feel, one of the roughest parts of that whole thing. But obviously being in, like, Alex, Steven, and I were also in Munchkinland, and since I have a pretty deep voice, I can sing it low, you know. So yeah, I briefly mentioned Annapolis, Membership in Tale 6, but so I'd go and do some more research early in the year for this episode, and I saw a video recap. Now you can see my dad in his signature jacket next to Danny's mom. That might have been the other person that we were with for Too Deep. It might have been Nancy Cox as well. I'm not sure. I believe I remember that. Yeah, I do think she was with us because Danny said, like, we were not allowed to bring our food in, but they were fine with the rest of the group who came in at the start of the game, or like maybe before, with food. So that, I believe, fixes that up. Lyle won that game in overtime. Maybe it was double overtime. 7-6. I actually found a poster. This bring up during this part, and a few other stuff from Third Trials. I don't think I shared any of that in Tale 6. So yeah, actually, it only mentions that I think Emily Knoll was in one of my pre-K classes at Good Sam, and I think I mentioned where I got pulled out of there. But I definitely would think in middle school, early on, you would definitely compare to how I described Claire earlier on in the season. Actually, the previous episode, because this was supposed to be Tale 10, and then the unpleasantness happened, and so you got 3 more episodes. But anyways, being middle school, we only had a 2 p.m. matinee on the Saturday, so we had our cast party after that in the CAF. I've also mentioned how that looks in the middle school. Main occasion before, that's also where after the actual graduation ceremony, we had a reception on the last day of school, which should be exactly 6 years after this video is posted on the 20th of June, 2014. Judges for graduation and the variety show Thursday. And for the variety show, I originally auditioned, but I was like, no, I just didn't really feel it. But I think Will, Delaney, I think Mark, and a few others, but I know are like the hosts of that, and definitely a lot of 7th graders who are girls in the background. Again, 7th grade girls. There's definitely a lot to think about, and definitely could forget a lot between now and then, as I did when I recently discovered that I had the original Agency in Europe series posted to the Bronze Story group that we made afterwards. So, after 6 years, it's finally time to talk about my first trip to Dorney Park. So, we got there around opening, and I ended up hanging with Neil and Emily, which I kind of feel is a mistake, but I think they're dating at the time. So we first tried to get on Talon, but I think it broke down or something in the AM. It was back up in the afternoon, but so we went over to their former topspin, and that kind of gave me vertigo for days, so I don't really like going on topspins, nor will I ever go on Cyborg, or should I say Cyborg. Then we went to Hydra's Midway, caught a ride on that. Went down to Steel Force and Possessed. They got 2 rides on the ladder. I was fine with 1. During the other, I was muling exactly, but I was recording. I think I probably was recording my thoughts on it. And then Stephen Lee shows up, and he, being a 7th grader, was simply playing hooky. So there's probably a whole bit there. I might have cut it right there, and we talked about him for a bit, and then I think maybe I kind of went back on explain myself or something. I don't remember. But you know, I had at a time was like kind of looks like an iPhone, except it had a thing for like a USB port that could flip off the top, and a giant camera thing in the middle. Probably would have done start editing much earlier, and that kind of explains. I definitely regret not being able to edit much before the AMA period, as there was a whole other part to the Fort McHenry Shenanigans video, but that ended up not getting uploaded because of an issue. I think I might have actually already deleted that file before it was able to get uploaded. And since then, through Summer 16, there was a lot of, I feel like kind of got jinxed. I'm doing more like group trip stuff, so like you'll definitely see more what I mean when it comes to like the dynamic that I'm explaining come Tale 15 with Candlelight going to Epcot, Universal, and Magic Kingdom. But 2015, I went between various different groups at Hershey Park. Like for one part, I was with Rachel, like Storm Runner, Carson Lord starting off the day at Sky Rush. 2016, you have Princess Belle's Broken after my Eagle project. It was with Jack and JP at Knoebels. We were in charge of that trip. So James, Ashley, and Parmentel on a 2016 Great Adventure trip, which has a portion of a vlog that was done in a round table at that time. Since then, I've only on trips with my parents, like Miss Adventure. I was with my mom and dad, and I was with my dad with that actually. Eclipse Shore in 2019 trips was with my dad. I took my mom to Knoebels in 2018, and we did Grand Carnival the last night at Dorney in 2019. And well, I was with Declan and the gang on a 2018 mystery trip, and I've only been solo in the Shire. Tried to be with freshmen in college the last time I was there, but then obviously the camera that I use now want to play with me that day. After Horseshoe that year, I ended up deciding to continue with YouTube using a phone that was actually my dad's iPhone to start off with for a bit, and then he eventually gave me his camera, which is a red camera. And I don't know if I had it before AMA, like with anything, but definitely with AMA for sure did I have that camera, and I had that till it died, pretty much. Yeah, I had it on like for McHenry stuff. We've even used the red camera on the Eclipse tour. It died, and I started using the camera, I'm calling the camcorder, on the 2018 mystery trip to Great Adventure, and continue with that with the car show, 2018 Ren Fair, and then I lost it on the Space Coast. And then I had this camera here, which actually got me like around tables back in the day, and I find, it's a few years old, and I broke the bottom early on, so it's good to travel now, and it's also the only camera I have. And I actually just got, for Christmas, I got new batteries and stuff for this. Before Dorney, there was Sandy Hill, which is a summer camp in Northeast Maryland. That's actually the name of the town. And some of the girls, probably you guys as well, went down there for their summer camp over the years. And so we spent the overnight there as 8th graders. And first day, we met up in the dining hall for lunch. And then we split off and did various activities. Like there was a far end, where I started was a tennis. Then there was kid I actually did with another kid, Hunter Hollinger, was in Paoli 1. And then our little group that I was with, we went on a boat. And actually, I was playing with the map before I recorded this. This is at I like the convergence of the Elk River and the Bohemia River. Like, it's technically physically on the Elk River, but you can look out and see the Bohemia connect up to the Elk. Yeah, in our activity, I made a bracelet, and I kept that for the whole year. And they have like a beach volleyball court, a swimming pool. Spent some of the early evening there. I don't think I actually swam, but I just took in the sights. I usually at that time in the evening. Dinner, breakfast, obviously, in their dining hall, and then we had I think it was like a snake, or it was a snake guy that we saw in their gym, and then we had a midnight snack type thing. It was like a 8, 9 maybe by the time he wrapped up, and then we went back over to their big auditorium area for a dance, and this was I believe that was the night before, or a few nights before, what I'm calling the interdance, where the 8th graders from both of the middle schools came together for a dance. in reality, the day doesn't really feel special to me, but an idea for like a video game I do feel would be an important transition point, or I guess jumping off point to introduce some new characters later around in the second half. Where kind of definitely more jumping off point to introduce new people that were around then. Rambling on about that, yeah, like I said, with Sandy Hill, I definitely still prefer Nine Hours in the Octo Bend, but did the events of the Lost Vlog actually hinder that? You'll hear my thoughts on all of that next time, but until then, comment, like, subscribe, strike the love if you're already subscribed, and I'll see you next time.